Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your solar eclipse special. It's solar eclipse in Cancer special with me, Raphael Ray from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. So I would like to bless this deck of cards and my notes with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So my wonderful centaurs, half man, half human, you are always seeking freedom. You are always seeking the planes, even though a part of you is half human. The centaur, the horse part of you, is always searching for meaning. The arrow of Sagittarius is pointing towards something great, is pointing towards the stars, it's pointing towards the sky. It's looking for some higher goal, for some higher achievements, for some higher meaning to what is taking place in our lives. And I really love that about you. It's one of the things that I think connect Aquarius and Sagittarius so well. So freedom is always your mission, and the freedom that comes from knowledge of self. So as I've mentioned before, because this is taking place in your 8th house, and the 8th house, let's face it, the 8th and the 12th are the ones that bring up the most shit. They're the ones that often challenge us the most. Now the thing that I believe is human beings grow by adversity. We grow by our challenges, and unfortunately it's a very rare person that can learn from the happy and good times in our lives. You know, you might remember them and say, oh, you know, I had a great time, or I love that, I had so much fun, whatever, but you didn't truly take any lessons from that. Maybe, you know, if you're an enlightened person, you took away the message that sometimes you should just have fun and enjoy yourself, be in the moment. Anyway, I digress. The 8th house is brings the form, you know, or rather it will bring challenges. And the reason it brings challenges is, like I said, we grow by adversity. The solar eclipse itself is a beginning energy. It's an initiatory energy. And it tends to bring change that we are not in control of, unless it's this, you know, unless you're a Cancer, who are really lucky because this is happening in the 1st house, so they get a little bit of leeway to steer the boat, let's say. It will bring you some kind of change. It will bring the impetus to change something. It's like a gift. The solar eclipse is a gift that you get given that unfolds or unpacks itself over sort of 3 to 6 months, depending on your own unique situation and chart. So the challenges that we face in the 8th house are psychological. They're about the depths of our desire. Now, the 8th house is about what we think at a deep level. If the 12th is about the soul and the subconscious, the 8th is how those influence our actions. The choices that we make are governed by those dynamos, and within those, and how we choose to express them. And the interesting thing is, when you think about Freud, so to give some context actually, you know, the 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, which is all to do with desire, sex, death, the taboos, the things that we don't talk about, or the kinks that we all keep hidden, and all of that stuff. Freud said that everything we do has a sexual nature to it, or a sexual connotation or a reason behind it. I'm not sure, well, I say I'm not sure, I don't believe that is the totality of it. I think probably about 30% of it is, but there's always so much more to human beings than that. But the 8th house is about your desire, you know, like the stuff that you feel in your loins. So when you think about desire, what do you think about? Something that stirs you and moves you and makes you go, oh, you know, like I'm there for that, I feel that, I want that, I desire that. Yeah. So the 8th house is about what you desire, and it's about your psychology. And you know, this for me, the solar eclipse is highlighting your 8th house. It's activating your 8th house, and it's asking you to shine some light, the sun, the solar eclipse, to put some consciousness into the 8th house. So to look deeply at the psychology of yourself, what your motivations are. You know, and to start to think about whether they need to be changed, whether they need to be reevaluated. this will see you quite highly sensitive to other people's motivations as well, what other people's desires are, what other people's wants and needs are that they're projecting onto you, and you will understand that at a deeply psychological level. And when you do that, it really is going to put you in a place of truly being able to find what you're looking for, which as a Sagittarius is freedom, you know, the freedom that comes from knowledge, you know. This is going to see the makeup of our psyche is found in the 8th, and it's asking you to get in touch with yourself and really ask yourself why you do what you do, and more importantly, why you want what you want. And it will ask you those things because once you get clear on them, you can see where those potentially unconscious actions and motivations are coming from. And when you can make friends with those things, you can start to make choices based on acting rather than reacting to things. Let's see what else we've got here. In all senses, it's going to put an emphasis on your relations to other people's influences in your life and how you draw certain experiences to you. Now, the thing about the 8th house is it's also the house of magic. You know, and mysticism, very similar to the 12th house. The 12th house is magic out there, the magic of the cosmos and, you know, the interconnected web of life. The 8th house is about our personal magic and our personal magnetism, I believe. And, you know, your psychology, your psychological understanding of those things is what very often draws things to you. You know, it works, your mind works like a magnet. It will draw to it, like the school of the secret and all of that stuff, the law of attraction. You'll get what you're focusing on. You know, when you've got a cut, you know, a little paper cut, you don't even know it's there and it doesn't hurt. The second you look at it, oh my God, like literally, my gosh, when you see a paper cut that you didn't even know you had 10 seconds ago, the second you lay eyes on it, that fucker really stings. And you're like, really? you know, and this is kind of what I'm talking about. This will be shining a light on those things that you're unconscious of, that you're not really aware of, you know, the things that are hiding out in your psyche and maybe even masquerading as you. You know, maybe they're a mask that you wear to the world, that you present to other people in your relations to them. You know, this isn't 7th house relations. I mean, the interactions on a business level, on a partnership level, like that kind of thing. Because the 8th house is other people's money. So, you know, this can be inheritance, it can be tax, it can be debt, it can be loans, it can be all of the above, none of the above. You know, and all of the people that can facilitate you to get those things, to work through those things or those situations, are the type of people that you will need to draw to you to navigate those experiences. Let's see, this is a time to really pay attention to your thoughts, because your ability to manifest things is going to be very heightened for the next 3 to 6 months. So focus on what you do want and the kind of people that can facilitate this for you. And exactly that. You know, if you're going to need a bank loan to start a business, you know, start thinking about the type of loan that you want and the type of people that you want. Right, I want a good interest rate. I want a good financial advisor. I want to work with the best people that are going to make my business successful. I want to you know, be surrounded by people that are, you know, that facilitate me being the best that I can be, so that I can get the best out of my clients, so that I can give the best to my clients. And in that spirit of reciprocity, you know, the way that we get other people's money from them is by providing a service. And if you're providing the best service that you possibly can, you've earned that money, truly earned that money on a fundamentally psychological and even mystical sense. You know, that's something to think about, you know, because the 8th house, like I said, it's other people's money, it's clients' money, it's money for your business, all of that stuff. Solar eclipse is a powerful time of resetting things, starting over and being able to choose a better experience of these things, all of the things that I've mentioned. You'll begin to attract the kind of things that you want and the people that can help you attain them. And if you can hold the vision of your best self and really ask yourself about your truest and deepest motivations, you can unlock the secrets to your best self and your best life. You know, exactly that. This could be about, you know, because it brings you a gift of some sort that you don't see coming. It brings you a change of some sort. If you have debts, this could be one of those debts being written off. It could see you getting a surprise inheritance that allows you to pay a debt off. It could see you, it could even see you getting a benefactor. You know, somebody coming forward and saying, actually, do you know what? I just want to bless you and this is for you. You know, you could come into contact with an entrepreneur. You could come in contact with a philanthropist. You know, somebody that just says, right, you know what, I see your business vision. I know what your idea is. And yeah, I want to support that. There you go. It could be any one of the above. You know, it doesn't, not everybody's going to get an inheritance. Not everybody's going to have somebody die. Not everybody's going to, you know, have a long lost uncle, aunt, parent, whatever, you know, that they didn't even know had loads of money and left them. It doesn't work like that. That's just one thread in how this whole 8th house could open up for you. Okay, and then finally, the 8th house with the texture of Cancer sees you securing your mental outlook, getting control of your motivations and yourself, and setting the stage for your future on a material level by getting very clear and asking yourself what will make you happy and what will bring you comfort, and can you incorporate security into your life if you are honest with yourself and with others. And this is where I go into the psychology of the 8th house. When you understand your deepest desires, you understand your actions. When you understand your actions, you understand the motivations behind them. Or rather, should I say, when you understand your deepest desires and you know what they truly are, you understand what your motivations are. Once you understand what your motivations are, you can consciously drive your actions in a far better way. And if you can keep that multi-layered thought process and examine the people that you interact with in your business partnerships, you know, clients, bosses, all the rest of it, then you can see what other people's motivations are as well. And it will give you almost an intuitive quality into being able to understand what other people's motivations are and therefore their desires, which will help you understand their actions. Let's see what the tarot has in store for you, or what the message is for you. It's the second time this card's popped out. The Tower. Now, when people see this, they're always like, oh, you know, and so you've got 8th house stuff going on, which is like deep, and everyone's like, oh shit. And then you've got the Tower card, which is like, oh, even more, oh shit. The Tower card, especially with this 8th house stuff taking place, I believe this is asking you to clear the decks. It's asking you to really get clear on stuff and then clear it out. You know, every so often I go through the house with a black bag. Have you used it in this long? Is it relevant? Does it help you now? No? Have you even taken it out of the box? No? Okay, then it's going in the bin. Or I'll give it to charity. Whichever it is, I don't care, but it needs to go. The Tower card is very much that sort of energy. What has lingered, what is stale, what is holding you back and needs to go, it will destroy. The Tower is Uranus. So it comes in and it creates change, it creates revolution. The solar eclipse is a beginning, initiatory change that comes into your life, that brings focus to your 8th house. It's shedding light into a dark house. You know, when the Tower card shows up, it means that things are about to change. And some of it will be terse. Some of it will be, you know, some tension and some friction. But that's because it's change, and sometimes change can be jarring. But you are a mutable sign, Sagittarius. If you can tap into that mutable energy, you could ride this better than most of us in the zodiac. You know, so let me know how this plays out for you. It will be really interesting to see. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the video. I'd be eternally grateful for it. Thank you so much for all your continued support. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. Have an amazing month. Let me know how your eclipse plays out, and I'll see you very soon for more videos.